For our stretch retractional component for our lower spine, we're using our low back wedge, this funky looking cushion right here. This is a great tool. The two reasons we have a lower spine problem is because we have lost normal function and normal structure to your spine. Goal one, we started to build better function into our spine. Goal two is we have to start restoring structure to the spine, and that's what this low back wedge is going to do. And this is what's going to ultimately get us our long-term results by building better structure into our spine. That's what these low back wedges are built to do. Why? I'll go through a couple pointers here first before I get into the procedures, but what this will do is work to the level of your ligaments. Ligaments anchor bones together, muscles move bones, ligaments anchor bones together, whether it's your shoulder, knee, hips, spine. Ligaments anchor those joints and bones together. They don't like to move, but we need them to move or creep into a new position. The proper or normal structure when we're looking at the spine from the side view, that side view of your spine, we should have a nice fluid arcing curve towards the front of the body. Inevitably, these start to break down. We start to lose structure, especially where that mid and low back come together, and that's going to be our starting point for this tool. We want it a little higher up in your low back to really start to drive that motion into that, where that mid and low back come together, right at the bottom of your ribs. And we can feel where your ribs are, you can feel where they end, and we're going to place that cushion right in there. The goal here, so when we lay on this, I want to be on as hard of a surface as I can get. Whether it's the floor, I don't care if it's carpeting. I have these nice rubberized exercise mats. They're firm rubberized mats. Those are great. But again, the harder the surface, the better. That's going to allow and really drive that motion into that lower spine. That's what we want. Now, if you have trouble getting up and down off the floor, and you need to start, let's say, on your bed, it's a little more give there. Well, that's why this tool becomes pretty handy too, because we have multiple levels to it. This is going to be our starting point, but we have these lifters. Based on how we can progress, we could add our lifters in. So if we have to start on a softer surface, such as your bed, instead of our starting point being no lifters, we may have to add a lifter in. We can have to play around with that a little bit. So it's a little bit of a give and take there to make sure we're getting the right stretch or tractional component out of it to get the right results. We'll go over that again in a moment. So this is going to be our starting point for all of us. No lifters. You see this flat part here? Well, that's going to be towards your head. This arched curved part here is going to be towards your feet. I'm laying on the surface, whatever surface that is. For me, it's going to be on these mats. I'm laying on my back. My knees will be bent, my feet flat on the ground, and I want my spine to be as level and as flat as I can, so I may have to put something under my head. I have these little cushions, rubberized cushions here. I'll place it under my head, a very small pillow, but we want our spine from head all the way through to be as flat and as level as I can as I'm working on this. Again, this flat part is towards your head, curved arch part towards your feet, laying on my back, knees bent, feet flat on the ground. Now the goal is that I'm going to lay on this for a solid 10 minutes, no problems. But like I said, muscles like to move, ligaments do not like to move. So we're not going to start with trying to do 10 minutes because we can create a lot of soreness. So we're going to start with about 1 to 2 minutes tops. You're going to lay on there. You're going to feel a stretch into those ligaments. You're going to do that for 1 to 2 minutes, as much as you can do right there. And then every day you're going to progress a little bit more until you can do a solid 10 minutes without any lifters, no discomfort, no major issues at all. And then you can add in a lifter. That 1-inch lifter there. So for me, this works perfectly fine for me. I'm good with this for my height. This is what I do, a solid 10 minutes. Now, you're a little taller, you may need to have to work into where you can get both lifters in, but it would be the same point here. You would start, maybe not have to go back to 1 to 2 minutes, but let's say you go back and do 5 minutes with that lifter in and build it up to 10 minutes. And once you can do 10 minutes there, then you can add in that last lifter and then do the same thing. Go back to about 5 minutes and build that up to where you can do a solid 10 minutes. If you're a little bit shorter, again, our starting points here, Do a solid 10 minutes, add in that lifter until you can you go back to 5 minutes, build that up to 10 minutes. Again, if you're on the shorter side, this may be perfectly fine for you. That's, again, a little bit of give and take on this. Proper position for this, that arched piece right here, we're gonna start up towards where your mid and low back come together, right at the bottom of your ribs. There's no exact position where this needs to be. You can work this all the way into right above your pelvis, that's fine. But I want us to work where that mid to low back come together. So that crest right here is going to be right at the bottom of your ribs where the mid and low back come together. I'll show you the position in a moment. Again, we'll start without any lifters. We're gonna do this 1 to 2 minutes, build it up to 10 minutes, and then we can add the lifter in. But let's run through the proper usage of this right now.